I don't know if I just went live or not. I don't know. I tried. Did it work? I couldn't tell you. How would I even know? I'm very professional. Am I talking into the void? Everybody always says that I'm supposed to switch to Streamlabs because apparently that's better. For some reason. I couldn't tell you why it's supposed to be better, but that's what they say. So I I downloaded Streamlabs only for it to push a notification to my patrons. By the way, support the Patreon, link in the description below. It pushed a notification to them on Discord saying that I was live streaming. I very much was not intending to, but hey, it pushed the notification, so I might as well try. What's up, everybody? I see you guys. The legend is back. I never left. Well, I haven't left recently. What are you doing today? School's about to start, so for the past week, I have been working on schoolwork before school even starts. How fun is that? I wrote a script that I'm hoping we produce this semester, and I have been working on getting my student loans because I'm poor. So, script is actually pretty cool, though. I wish I could share it with you guys. I can't. I cannot share the what's up from Orlando. I cannot share the script with you guys. And I can't share the film with you guys until after I graduate. But to give you guys a little indication of what it is, I was watching Battle in Outer Space and The H-Man just for fun, just because I haven't seen Battle in Outer Space and I haven't seen The H-Man in a long time. So I threw those on just to watch them for fun. And partway through Battle in Outer Space, it was just like suddenly inspiration struck. I don't know why. I'm in film school and I've wasted the first 2 years not making a Toho film. So I wanted to make a Toho film, so I wrote a script to be, it's kind of like a cheesy 1950s, 1960s-ish film inspired by Battle in Outer Space and Invasion of Astro Monster. So it's just a goofy sci-fi film, and I'm hoping to make that one. It's got some miniatures, depending on how big of a budget we can get, like how much money we can crowdfund for this project. There could be some cool destruction scenes, but otherwise it'll be pretty small scale. But that's currently what I've been putting my time into. To give a brief plot description, it's basically about a group of aliens. Their planet was dying, so they turned themselves into living color that was put inside of a rock, and then it was fired through space, and the rock started crashing on Earth. And so now these living colors are basically taking over people's minds. That's what it's about. I think it's pretty wacky. I like it a lot, and it's very much a Toho film. The problem is, I don't think I could convince my school to go along with making it because my school's pretty freaking lame. So I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna go for something a little wacky like that, especially because it uses miniatures. It's supposed to look like a 1960s film, and it's got cheesier dialogue. I don't think they're going to jump for that. But I do plan on making it either in or out of school regardless. It'll just be a matter of when. Yes, exactly, Strikes Back. I'm not going to attempt your first name. It's exactly Color Out of Space, but it's Toho. That's precisely what it is. Color Out of Space is a good movie. Yeah, it's not quite like the Nick Cage movie. No, it's pretty different. It's a lot more like Battle in Outer Space. You know, they do the whole mind control thing in Battle in Outer Space too. So it's a lot more like that than it is Color Out of Space. That's a small aspect of the way the aliens work. Nothing's going on yet, MechaGoji54. I just started streaming. What's up, Godzilla, King of Kaiju? I've been well. How have you guys been? Yes, aliens are always fun. Childish Landino, you are correct. I have not seen Killer Bean forever. Hey, Andres. I hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, this is a pretty impromptu stream. I wasn't going to stream, but my bad. I accidentally pushed the notification, so I might as well stream. Pacific Rim the Black review's probably gonna wait a long time. I do have more finished. They'll probably go up to the patrons sooner rather than later, at least the ones that I have done. But they're definitely, if you join the Patreon, you'll definitely get them before everybody else. I just am not prioritizing those because the first review didn't even do well. So it was like people didn't really care what I had to say about the show, so I might as well not focus on it as a main thing. I'll just put it to the side. Whenever I get to it, I get to it. But I'm probably going to wait until the next season comes up. What's up, Brayton? He says, if they don't jump for it, they can jump off a cliff. That sounds awesome. Go for it. Thank you very much. Yes, that is the plan. I plan on making it regardless. And I'm hoping that we make it for school. Because if we make it for school, we could probably have a better budget. Just because I feel like it's easier to finance a student project than it is to finance just for fun. But yeah, I'm hoping to make that one. And it's not like it's too intensive. The miniatures that are scripted are pretty light. Nothing too crazy. Glad to hear Andres is doing well. You guys, I don't know if you could hear my shoes are pretty squeaky. Kind of sick. Kind of sounds like I'm on a basketball court right now. Yeah, everybody forgot about Pacific Rim the Black like the day it came out. Like, I posted videos of Pacific Rim the Black the day it came out, and I got comments like, why are you posting about this? I was like, well, I guess people don't want me to talk about Pacific Rim the Black, so I won't focus on it. Not surprised people responded that way to the Black reviews, given how the show completely fell off everyone's radar. I honestly forgot the thing existed until now. I thought it was good, though. I thought it was alright. I watched it with my little brother. That helped. It helped a lot watching it with somebody else. And thank you very much, Bree, for being a fan since 2018. I really appreciate that. Give me your soul in the form of a poker chip. This is your ultimatum. What's the other option? So if it's an ultimatum, I have another option. Yes, Godzilla Singular Point episode reviews. I'm still working on those. It truly is just because I've been busy with school stuff that I haven't really been working on that stuff. The three things I have in the works right now are I've got a series of Godzilla vs. Kong videos for you guys, including the spoiler review, which you've all been begging for. But I will point out, I posted a commentary for the movie and a spoiler-free review. All of my thoughts on the whole movie are already out there. So the spoiler review, it will condense the information. It will make it much more organized. And I am working on that. It's just, that is like an hour-and-a-half long video unedited. So cutting it down, it's currently at about an hour. So I've cut out about 30 minutes of the review. It's at about an hour. But that's an hour-long video that I have to edit now. That's still a lot. It's a lot of work to do a video that big. So again, all my thoughts on Godzilla vs. Kong are out there. I really liked the movie. Yes, I am working on the spoiler review, but I've got a series of Godzilla vs. Kong videos coming out for you guys. I've got some on like the children's books and some other ones that I was working on. Then I've got the Godzilla Singular Point videos, of course, and I am still working on those episode reviews. And then I have the Anime Matsuri videos that I'm working on, which are a really big commitment because it's just a lot of footage, so many hours of footage that it's kind of a big challenge picking what I want to go in the video and what I don't want. And then also the thing like the Godzilla store video that I'm working on, it's not the same as it was before. There's nothing pushing this one. I'm not. It's not. I wasn't really, because Toho didn't come to Anime Matsuri. I'm not doing an ad for them. It's more of just a personal project for me to do a personal sequel to the other one. But the content that I have for it is not right to be delivered in a 3-minute format. So I kind of have to try and start studying like YouTube mini documentaries, so I can put together like a mini documentary about the store, because it's not quite the same as it was before. And then finally, I'm working on a secret project that is taking years. I've been working on it for 2 years, and it's probably still another 2-3 years out, just because it's a really big undertaking. Whenever I get that done, that's going to be really cool. I know you guys are going to love that. It's a really big project. I'm very excited about it. In my personal opinion, they're the best videos I've made. It's just that it's a series, and there's so many of them that it's taking a really long time to get through it. So I'm also working on that at the same time. What were your overall thoughts on Pacific Rim: The Black? I thought it was good. I thought it was kind of underwhelming. I thought it was all right. I thought it was a good children's show set in the Pacific Rim world, or in a world like Pacific Rim, because it's really not. It's really not in the original Pacific Rim continuity. It's its own thing, but it's all right. I really enjoyed watching it with my little brother. I tend to find that watching things with him, it really reinvigorates my love for things, because I'm watching it with a younger kid, so I'm seeing it kind of the way that things are supposed to be seen, through the eyes of innocence and not cynicism. And so I really appreciated it on the second viewing more than I did on the first viewing, and I was a lot less cynical about it. So I've kind of come around on the show, and I will be honest, I haven't had a burning desire to revisit the season, but like a week ago, I just kind of felt like I kind of want to pop on an episode. I didn't, because I was like going to sleep or something, but it was like I kind of want to start that show over and watch it. It's a quick watch. It's nice, fun episodes. I like the characters. It just wasn't anything groundbreaking, and it didn't live up to the hype of the name brand Pacific Rim. Yes, I am absolutely the guy who robbed you in Super Fight. I don't even know what Super Fight is, but I am the one who robbed you in that. Yeah, you got me. One SP criticism I find very dumb is that people say the characters in SP suck and don't have development, but they're okay with the non-existent characters in GVK. Well, that's where I would say you're wrong. GVK does have characters with characterization. People just don't tend to notice. As for SP, I don't understand why people don't like the characters in that show. I think they're all very, very wonderful. Still super excited for those, if it's what I think you're talking about. Yes, it is exactly what you think I'm talking about, Godzilla 154. It's a massive project, big series. I'm super excited for it. I really am. But it's just so many videos that it's taking a little bit of time. But they are very good. I'm telling you, they're very good. 4 years from now, when I post them, it's going to be weird, because there'll be videos with me with the beard. But they're very good. They are. I thought this was the Billie Eilish Vivo channel. I really... Yoko... I never claimed to be the Vivo channel, okay? That would be doing her a disservice, but she's right here. It's not like this is just some fan account, Yoko. It's not like I'm just some loser. Billie Eilish is right here, the real one. This is her, the real Billie Eilish. I don't know what else to tell you. Yeah, it was just because the Pacific Rim: The Black didn't do a great job paying attention to continuity, so I couldn't tell if it was supposed to be part of the original continuity or if it was supposed to be its own thing. But it certainly doesn't follow the original continuity, and I'm sure that is a big part in why people don't care. Like the Ben 10 reboot, many people stopped watching that because it was a reboot and not part of the original continuity. And then you had people like myself who were just very betrayed by the idea of it, so I didn't watch it until I will get around to that. How much footage did you record at Anime Matsuri? A lot. I recorded a lot. I could check. I couldn't tell you like how many hours worth. I don't have that number for you, but I recorded 200 gigabytes worth of footage at Anime Matsuri. That's a lot. 200 gigabytes worth of footage, that's a lot. So it's taking me a long time. It's hours per day. I recorded hours of stuff per day, so it's a matter of cutting down to what I want to be in the videos. Have you ever seen the Suicide Squad 2 movie? I did watch The Suicide Squad. I thought it was very good. I did find it to be pretty predictable. I found the humor to be pretty predictable, but I did like it. When will the beard return? Sooner rather than later. I always try, if you've noticed, I always try to, in around November to December, it's mostly November to January, I always try to load up on, sorry, I gotta stop reading the chat. I always do this. If you've noticed, between November to January, I try to load up on unboxing videos. I try to post a ton of unboxing videos because that's kind of toy season. That's when people are looking for figures for Christmas, and then they're spending their Christmas money on toys. So I try and load up on unboxing videos for November to January. That's, in my opinion, the best time to post them. Not statistically, but in my personal opinion, that makes the most sense, so I do it. And that's when beard footage is gonna come back. There's still videos I record with the beard, unboxing videos, that will make their return with once we hit that season. Listen, man, I have to get off this stream because Naya's calling me to bed. Apologies. Wow, man. She's calling you to bed at 10 o'clock? Was she like 50? That's... Sorry, dude. Sorry to hear you're dating a grandma. It's an early time to go to bed. Yeah, record the whole thing on body cam. That's what I should do. Godzilla Fan 07 was nice meeting you at Anime Matsuri. You know, I cannot tell based on the username. Maybe if I see like a picture or your actual name, I will remember you. But it was nice meeting everybody out there, and you too. Unless, if you're the one who filmed a video that I showed up in your video, maybe that's you. I can't remember the names. I can't remember the usernames. Because everybody's got like Goji Fan. Yours is Goji Fan 07. I think I said Godzilla Fan, but yours is Goji Fan 07. Oh, Gojira Fan 07. Everybody's got like Goji Fan or Godzilla Fan or Godzilla whatever, and so I just get it all confused. All right, take care, Joey. See you later, man. Before the release of Godzilla vs. Kong, the deal was that if Godzilla won against Kong, I'd take your soul, but if Kong won, you'd take mine. I don't remember making this deal because I always knew that Godzilla was going to win because it was pretty obvious. Do you think that Shin Godzilla captured the tragedy of Godzilla as a character? In my opinion, Shin captured that perfectly. I would say no. I didn't. There wasn't a lot. Shut up, Yoko. Get out of here. Go to bed, Yoko. You can dream in your dreams, buddy. In my personal opinion, Shin Godzilla's pretty unemotional. He's pretty much just a force of destruction. There's not much characterization to him. I know that the song Who Will Know Tragedy is supposed to be told from his perspective. I've never seen it that way. Even when I watch that scene, I always see that as it's being told from humanity's perspective in the face of Godzilla. the movie's just not very sympathetic towards Godzilla. It doesn't spend much time characterizing him. In fact, the characters make fun of him, and it's not like they're making fun of him in a way that we're supposed to feel sympathetic. We're actively rooting against him. So, in my personal opinion, it's not a very sympathetic film towards Godzilla. The only thing that lends sympathy towards Godzilla is that he kind of gets hurt when he's shooting his atomic breath. You can tell that it hurts him. So, that's it. Okay, so it is you, Gojira fan. You are the one that I recorded that clip with. Cool. It was cool meeting you. I know who you are. I do remember. I do remember meeting everybody. I just don't remember everybody's names because I'm bad with names. I did see a question that I wanted to look for. Who posted it? Yoko's stupid comment. I just see. Yes, the beard will return for Christmas. And then again, I have these things recorded, these special videos. They're taking years to get out. But in a few years, you will be lucky enough to see the beard return. Even if I don't grow it back out. And what's up, Parakokic? Welcome back. I thought your channel was... I thought you deleted your channel. But it's cool seeing you back here, man. It's been a long time. Jay asks, Derek, did you get any Shibuya Kaho footage? I could have, I think. What happened was there was a girl who was showing off a bit more. And she was kind of with Godzilla as they were tearing down and checking out Godzilla and everything. And my brothers kept being like, yo, that's Kaho Shibuya. Go over there and get some footage of her with Godzilla. And like, she was over there and she noticed that I was there with the camera, and I totally think it was her. I definitely could have gone over and gotten some footage with her and Godzilla, and I didn't, because I didn't think it was her. I didn't believe it was her. I thought it was just some random person, and so I didn't, because I was like, I'm not going to go exploit some random woman for views. I'm not going to do that. Oops, I didn't realize that it was the person who was brought out here to, I didn't realize it was her. My bad. Otherwise, I could have. But I didn't go meet her, because I'll be 100% honest, I'm not familiar with her work, so I had no need or desire to go meet her. So I didn't meet her. What tips do you have for starting a channel? That's a good question, I guess. First of all, do what you want to do. Do it because you love it, and that's the best starting place. If you come to YouTube with the approach of like, I want to get rich and famous, you're going into it wrong. You need to go into it just because you have the passion to do it. That's what matters most. People talk a lot about quality. I can't even speak. They talk a lot about quality. People talk a lot about quality. They talk a lot about what type of content you're making and blah, blah, blah. And it truly doesn't matter. It doesn't. Your quality could suck. There's a YouTuber I watch, formerly Kuro the Artist, currently Ink Tank. He makes Ben 10 videos. He's the only person that I watch for Ben 10 videos. No offense to him. His channel's much bigger than mine. There's multiple people working on that channel. Editing's fine. But the video quality is pretty horrible. I mean, the dude runs off the worst webcam I've seen in 2021. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Who cares about what your video quality looks like? Who cares how skilled of an editor you are? Who cares? It doesn't matter what they're looking at. When I started to get popular on this channel, I wasn't making groundbreaking, revolutionary content. I didn't have the best quality. It was no editing. It was a lot like this, except it was just, I would record it and post it. It wouldn't be live. There was nothing to it. Or I would record a PowerPoint presentation that I made, and you could see me start and stop the recording on my recording software, and they were unedited videos, and it didn't matter. Who cares? I was running with a Rock Band microphone. The mic that you sing into for Rock Band? That's what I was using. Quality doesn't matter. Quality, numbers, all of that, none of it matters. What matters is attitude. That's the thing that is truly the most important, that most people don't know. Like, they don't acknowledge it, but it's the truth. The truth is It doesn't matter what kind of videos you make, it's your attitude. That's the important part. The thing that attracted Anime Matsuri to wanting to work with me wasn't my video quality, it wasn't my superior set design, it was just my attitude and the personality. So that's the biggest advice I could give, is go into it with the right attitude, and good things will happen. If you go into it because you love it and you're truly passionate, good things will come your way. As far as working with YouTube, consistency is your big friend. The more you upload, the better. That's always important. But, you don't need to be chasing down your clickbait or anything else. It doesn't matter, You can just do what you want to do. Your attitude will make the difference. Okay. Yoko's still here. He's like, I'm going, and then he sticks around so he can hear me insult him. What was that? Did you tell me to shut up? I couldn't hear you all the way from the... So he claims to be at the top of Greatness Mountain, of which I know he's not, because I can see up there, and I can see he's not up there. You're a liar, Yoko. Or Greatness Mountain is a lot shorter for you than it is for me. It's a much bigger climb for me. I'm trying. You're not up there. The thing is, I feel like most of the people in this stream have no idea what I'm talking about, because it's just all inside jokes from monstrosity streams. So I wonder if people even know what I'm referring to here. All right. Do you prefer Godzilla with little emotion, or do you like when Godzilla, he is a full-on character? That's a good question. I prefer a mix. My chair's so squeaky. I'm really sorry if you guys can hear that. It's driving me crazy. I prefer the mix. I like Godzilla being unemotional. I really like Shin Godzilla. I like Godzilla's portrayal in Shin Godzilla. I think he's very scary when he's unemotional. And the 54 Godzilla, I would consider unemotional. The only bit of emotion he shows is when he gets enraged by a clock tower and then he knocks it down because it hurts his ears. That's the only bit of emotion he shows in that movie. Other than that, he's really unemotional. And I really, really like that. I'm really a big fan of the unemotional Godzilla. But I'm a huge fan as well of the Godzilla who is a character. In Godzilla vs. Kong, I love the characterization they give him. I love how he's just a horrible guy. He's just mean. You find out that, yeah, he's doing the right thing for Earth, but he's just a jerk deep down. He's going to blow up this homeless monkey's home, the new home that he just found, just because. And I like that he laughs at him. It's a lot like in 1962. Godzilla's just having a good time fighting Kong up until Kong beats him. I like it. I like both sides of Godzilla. So I don't really prefer one or the other. I think it's more of in service of the story. What story are they telling? Is it a story where Godzilla needs to be more emotional? Or is it a story where he's more basic? Either one's okay with me. It just depends on the story. Are you still planning on doing that Destroy All Monsters story pitch that fits into the Monsterverse? Yes, I am still doing that. And I have a couple pitch videos that I'm working on that maybe you guys will like. I don't know. I really like doing them because I like telling stories. So I am going to do those. And yeah, I hope you guys like them. I see Yoko commented again. I just got to get to it. I got to scroll down. I saw a question like, what's your favorite kaiju YouTuber? I'll be honest, I don't watch many kaiju YouTubers because I just don't like to overload myself on Godzilla. I love Godzilla. I watch Godzilla movies all the time. I don't need to watch Godzilla YouTube videos, but some of my favorites are obviously Monstrosities. ETN is one that I really like his streams. I haven't been on any of his streams in a long time, but before Godzilla vs. Kong, I watched him all the time. Yoko, who's not really a kaiju YouTuber, but he does kaiju videos. Obviously, he's great. We got Kaiju Network in here, who, again, I've not watched a ton of his videos, but the ones I've seen of his are very good. So there's a lot of Kaiju Noir, obviously, he's in here. He's great. He's one of the people who inspired me to do this channel. If you want me to list off my original Godzilla YouTube team, it would just be the Sons of Serizawa, as Zazubar, who's not active, Super Neom 64, Kaiju Noir, Gorazard, all great. So go check them out. What happened to the Gia interview? Um, if you're referring to the panel, I still have to post the panel. If you're I didn't do an interview with her though, but I did the panel with her, so that'll go up sooner rather than later. You have something unique about yourself to get people to come back. Some aspect has to be cool. Personality or thumbnails, upload speed, just find something. That's Kaiju Network's advice. Are you more excited for American Godzilla content or Japanese Godzilla content? For me personally, although I love everything Toho does, although I'm Team Toho all the way, I'm way more excited about American stuff, and I don't know why as a fan you wouldn't be in America. They cater to us way more. They care about us way more. We get way more out of it. Way better ad campaigns. We get a lot more attention. And we get much more merchandise and everything else. It's all brought to us, and it's international as well. It's crazy to me that Toho really sticks to Toho. They're not doing any SP merch in America. You have to order everything from Japan. It's absurd. I don't know why they don't reach out to America. Give us something. They didn't market SP in America. They did none of that. So I vastly prefer what the Monsterverse does because they market to America and then the rest of the world as well. They're not so focused on themselves. So I very much am more excited anytime there's an American Godzilla thing coming up than I am with anything Japan. Not because of quality or storytelling or anything like that, because I'm going to enjoy both regardless. But so I just read Yoko's comment. Not because of quality or anything like that. It's simply because they give us more to go on. It's more fun. Okay, here's what Yoko says. But what really matters is Yoko and Anaya's wedding. That's what matters. Plus your attitude and videos and all that creative stuff. Yeah, yes, Yoko. When he achieves his dream, that's what's important. As long as you're genuinely having fun, it should be fine. Yes, for sure. Do you see that flag I posted up there atop Greatest Mountain? That's my flag. There's no flag up there, buddy. You got the wrong mountain. You got the wrong one. Do you know anyone who has reached Greatness Mountain? I don't, but I will be the first that I know of. Honestly saying, but I do tend to prefer Godzilla with little emotion. I ask because there's some people who hate Godzilla when he doesn't have emotion and vice versa. And it makes sense to me because Godzilla is kind of a boring character when he doesn't have much emotion. He's just put in really good scenarios a lot of the time. There are times like the 54 movie where I could watch a ton of that Godzilla doing stuff. But like Shin Godzilla, if it was just Shin Godzilla walking around a field, that would be boring. If the Godzilla had a little more personality, then it's a little more interesting. So I think it makes sense to me. The emotionless Godzilla tends to get many more of the really cool stories. He gets like Mothra versus Godzilla, the original Shin Godzilla. A lot of the more popular ones is emotionless Godzilla. But the emotional Godzilla, or the one who's more of a character, he's also got a lot of great stories as well. They're just maybe not as loved or recognized. But it does make sense to me because he's more of an interesting character. Thank you, ETN is the OG. He was around 2013 for all the 2014 hype. He was, and I watched him back then. Serious question. What director would you... Yoko, did you not say you were going to go to bed? I like having you here. I'm just confused. He says, what director would you want to join the Monsterverse? I really like what they're doing with the indie directors. I like getting fresh blood in here. Also, they're nice. They're really nice people. I've been able to talk to Michael Dougherty and Adam Wingard. They're really nice people. And so I like it. I like that they're going the indie route. It also is really cool to give fresh talent new opportunities when they still have life left in them, because they'll do amazing things when they still have passion. I feel like the movie industry, it tends to beat people down the longer they're in it and really drive the creativity out of them. We saw that cycle happen so fast with Gareth Edwards, where it really beat him immediately. And it sucks. It does suck that that happens. So I like bringing fresh talent in. Plus, it gives us a much different variety. It's not something we've seen before. Godzilla vs. Kong, like it or hate it, the action in that movie, we've never seen that type of action in a kaiju movie before. It's way more dynamic than we've ever seen before. Way cool. It's like really cool choreograph for a Godzilla movie. Choreography, the fight scenes are really, really well done. Same with Kong Skull Island. It's a really incredible movie that I don't think you would have seen from a mainstream filmmaker. So, my opinion is that they go with the ones they have. I would love to see Jordan Vogt Roberts return for a Kong movie. I would love to see Wingard return for whatever, a Kong movie set after Godzilla vs. Kong. I think Roberts is best on Skull Island. I bet you he has some really cool stories to tell on Skull Island because he's tweeted about it. As for Wingard, I know he's got some stories that he wanted to set up or tell or whatever. At least we get the implication anyways from the art book. And the potential Hollywood Reporter rumors. Hopefully those are true. My fingers are crossed. I'm hoping that he's got some stories for the Hollow Earth. As for Godzilla, bring in fresh talent, bring back Michael Dougherty. I know a lot of people aren't going to like hearing me say that, but I really liked King of the Monsters, and I'm totally down to see more from those guys because I know they have the passion. I know they do, so I'd like to see more of them or bring in fresh talent. As far as like a pre-existing director, I see people throw out big popular names like Steven Spielberg. Sure, I'm sure he will do a great movie. Will it be original and inventive like Kong Skull Island? I doubt it. Will it be great? I'm sure. So you could bring him in, or I see people throw out like Tarantino, get him in here. Not the right style, don't bring him in here. James Gunn, a lot of people really picked him because Starro's a big kaiju and so he can do kaiju sequences. He did very well with the Starro sequence, but his tone isn't right. Don't get somebody who's not a good fit for the MonsterVerse. So that's my feeling on pulling up all these big names. Like, we gotta get these people in here because they're big name brand recognition. Ugh. How much personality is too much personality for Godzilla? Any examples? Maybe Godzilla vs. Megalon is a little too much, where he's a little more goofier and but really only that, or like when he's talking in Godzilla vs. Gigan. Those are really the only things that kind of cross the line. Just Megalon, he's a little more, he cares a little bit too much about Jet Jaguar. Like, he's really invested in the well-being of this robot, and it's a little strange. Do you know if TJ Storm played Godzilla in Godzilla vs. Kong? I do know the answer to this, and the answer is no. He did not play Godzilla in Godzilla vs. Kong. The action is too dynamic. They could not do motion capture with people fighting in a way that would look like it did in the movie. You know, in Godzilla King of the Monsters, there's a lot of fast action, but the mocap stuff is a lot of just people bumping into each other and shoving each other over. It's not a lot of like punching and, you know, climbing buildings, and there's too much dynamic action in Godzilla vs. Kong. They did do mocap tests for the movie, but those tests did not go anywhere simply because it was not right. You know, they could run at each other, but they'd have to pull their punches too much that it's like at that point they would have to reskin the animation. They'd have to do it all over anyways, so might as well skip this step. That's the true reason they didn't use motion capture in Godzilla vs. Kong, because it was just too dynamic of action. It was stuff that you couldn't do with people at the speed that they were doing it, and people couldn't perform the way that the monsters move in that movie anyways. You know, Godzilla's crawling around, Kong's climbing stuff, and you couldn't mocap that anyways. Once I heard that explanation, it made a lot of sense to me. It's like, yeah, I get it. Can't have some mocap guy leap off a building and crack you in the head with the axe. You can't do it. What the hell? I'm gonna watch a monstrosity stream. You're leaving me? Isabella, come on. I didn't realize Matt was streaming tonight. That's my bad. I didn't know he was gonna stream. Comments just stopped all of a sudden. There we go. We got a new one. Who do you think will win, Kong or Void Ghidorah? I don't even... What is Void Ghidorah? What is that? Void Ghidorah? Sounds like Void Ghidorah would win. I don't know what that name is. I'll have to look it up really quick. Void Ghidorah. Oh, Planet Eater Ghidorah. He would win. He's a being from an alternate universe. He could beat Godzilla Earth. Obviously, Void Ghidorah would win. I agree. Michael Dougherty did nothing wrong. I very much like what they did in that movie. I'll do a video essay on King of the Monsters sometime because I have a lot of thoughts on that movie. I think it's very mistreated. Much like the original Godzilla King of the Monsters from 1956, I think both of those movies are very mistreated. I don't understand the hate for the 2019 film. People are just upset that, like, oh man, this thing gets in the way of the Argo flies in the way of Godzilla and Ghidorah fighting. Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, Invasion of Astro Monster, Destroy All Monsters, Godzilla vs. Gigan, Zone Fighter, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, GMK, Godzilla Final Wars, Godzilla the Planet Eater. If you really are just desperate to see Godzilla and Ghidorah beat each other up, one of those movies has you covered. Godzilla King of the Monsters is a really cool experiment in putting us in the ground perspective. It really does keep us with humans way more than the 2014 film, and people don't give it enough credit because you do have shots of Godzilla and Ghidorah. Whoa, that just scared that's terrified me. I did not know that was going to happen. Thank you. Thank you very much for the donation, man. Thank you very much for the super chat from Execute Order 69. Let's see what he said. I will read your comment here in a second, okay? I just want to continue my last thoughts on King of the Monsters. People complain about the fighting because you have shots of like Godzilla and Ghidorah really speed running into each other and shots of Godzilla tackling Ghidorah through a building. But if you watch that movie the way I saw it in Screen X, you'll realize that the movie does an incredible job keeping you in the ground perspective. You're not watching the fight, you're part of it. It's the only movie in a Godzilla franchise that makes you part of the fight in the way that it does. I think it's really, really cool. I think it's a very cool take on it. I really like the shots of like Madison running down the street and then Rodan and Mothra come tumbling down on top of each other. It's super cool stuff. And people complain because there's not as much fight scenes. Like if you're to cut the fights to only the points where you see Godzilla and Ghidorah on screen fighting each other, there's a lot less of that than there is of Godzilla and Kong beating each other up or of whatever. Because that's not what the movie's doing. The movie's keeping us in the ground perspective, and I really like it. I really appreciate it. I think it's cool. It's a different take. I don't want to see the same thing over and over again. It's like I keep saying in all my videos or on Twitter, I'm so sick of Ghidorah. I love Ghidorah. He's an incredible character. I love seeing him fight Godzilla, but I've seen it a lot of times. I want to see some more obscure monsters or new monsters. I don't want to see the same thing over and over again. We've seen the static pulled back shots. We've seen the fights set on a hill watching the monsters beat each other up. Subaraya was full of that. We've seen it. Let's get some new creative stuff. That's why Godzilla vs. Kong is so cool for me, is because they really change up the dynamic of the fights. You're in it a lot of the time, and the fights are just very, very well shot, in my opinion. They're very well shot. They're very well staged, and I really like the way that that movie handles it. They really feel like actual things fighting. And we really haven't had Godzilla fight anybody in a way that feels truly natural since Godzilla Raids Again. That feels like two animals fighting. Godzilla Raids Again feels like two animals fighting. You get to current, Godzilla vs. Kong feels like two characters fighting. And there's a lot of emotional weight to that fight. And it's done in a way that's very different. It's done in the way that like you would shoot a brawl scene between two characters, like Rick Grimes versus the Governor. It's really cool to see a movie treat them with that kind of care in the fight scenes, because usually they are just kind of pulled back watching. So that's my my thoughts on that. Okay, let's continue on. Execute Order 69, thank you again for the super chat. Says, think we will ever find out what exactly happened to Aaron Brooks, or if the novelization hinted that Ren survived will become canonized. Aaron Brooks is like in that soft canon area where technically, according to the Legendary team and Warner Bros., technically all of that is canon. All the novelizations and the the comic books, but they don't really have an effect on the movies, it seems, which is disappointing in my opinion. I think that they should be acknowledged a little more. Maybe the new Kong anime that they are going to work on, maybe that will have something with Aaron Brooks, and so it will become a little more official. But my opinion is that they will probably never touch on the stuff from the comic books in the films, and so we're probably never going to see him. The only chance we have is in another comic book. We'll find out what happened to him. I'm sure he's fine, but that's where I think they would explain it, because we know in it's hinted in Godzilla what was it, Aftershock, it's hinted that something happened with him, right? I haven't, I'll be 100% honest, I haven't read Kingdom Kong yet. I have read Godzilla Dominion, but I haven't read Kingdom Kong. But I know in Aftershock it's hinted that they found him. So I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I think they found him. As for Ren Serizawa, I don't know where people get the idea that he survived. I've read that novel. I've read it twice. I read the novelization for Godzilla vs. Kong 2 times. Ren Serizawa isn't hinted at to be alive. In fact, it's made more clear that he dies. I'm not saying that it's confirmed that he's dead. There is a possibility. There is a small room of gray area. But here's what happens for those of you who haven't read the novelization. People get it wrong. People really get it wrong. They say, oh man, it's so cool because Ren Serizawa's mind gets taken over by Ghidorah. That's not what happens. Ren Serizawa, his mind goes into Mechagodzilla. He's now the pilot of Mechagodzilla. All of a sudden, Ghidorah's mind winds up in Mechagodzilla as well. Then Ghidorah's mind fuses with the AI, so it becomes something new. It becomes Mechagodzilla. It's not Ghidorah, it's Mechagodzilla. The Mechagodzilla AI forces Ren basically into a coma. It forces him to sleep. People think because like the Ghidorah part overwhelms Ren while he's in Ghidorah that his human body is now turned into Ghidorah. Nothing affected his human body. All of that psychological stuff you read in the novelization is happening inside of the Mechagodzilla. That's all inside of Mechagodzilla. Ren is forced out of Mechagodzilla. He's basically paralyzed, and then he gets electrocuted. Although technically in the novelization they don't say that he gets electrocuted, but we see it in the movie. Then Mechagodzilla, when he punches through that wall and punches out Walt Simmons, Madison runs back in the novelization to go check on Ren, only to find that Mechagodzilla, when he punched through the wall, wound up punching through the Ghidorah skull as well. So the skull is completely destroyed. The room is empty. There's no sign of Ren's body. There was no sign of Walt Simmons' body either. He got vaporized when he got punched by a 500-foot tall robot. Yes, I think we will see the return of Ren Serizawa if the actor wants to come back, but in my opinion, the character as it stands is probably dead. He seemingly dies at the end of the movie, and in the novelization, his body's gone. So who knows? I guess that's where the gray area comes in, where like his body's there, there's not a body, so who knows? It's not where it should be, so maybe he got out. I'm totally down to see that character return. In fact, I really, really want that character to return. If I had any creative say, I would bring him back and do a lot with him. There's a lot to explore with that character. But I don't think we will see him again. Do you think the Warbat will still fight Kong when he returns to the Hollow Earth at the end of Godzilla vs. Kong? I'm sure they will. They're just animals looking for food. It's a small nitpick, but the Ghidorah skull matches nothing up with the skull we saw in King of the Monsters. Godzilla's design doesn't match up between 2014 and King of the Monsters either. It's okay. Do you think the Mothra larva in 1961 is oversized? That's a strange question. It's pretty huge. I wouldn't say too large because it services the story, right? But she is absurdly big. It's the biggest Mothra. Ren Serizawa has to fight Joe in the afterlife to decide who becomes Jet Jaguar. I like it. Let's do that in an anime. Not sure if we spoke about this prior, but you should totally make a video asking who's been portraying MonsterVerse Kong. People love a good mystery. Yeah, we did kind of speak about that. The answer is much less exciting than you'd think. There's a lot of debate over who played Kong in Godzilla vs. Kong. I don't think it's I don't think anybody. There are mocap people listed in the credits. This is where some of the confusion. That scared me again. Maybe I need to turn that sound effect down. That like jump scares me every time. I'll read your chat in a minute here, but I really appreciate the donation. Execute Order 69. What was I saying? Oh yeah, for Kong. I'm not gonna read the chat because I keep getting distracted. Okay, so in Godzilla vs. Kong, there's mocap people listed in the end credits. Not like people doing the motion capture, but like, this person's the assistant to motion capture. Then everybody was like, or at least I was like, who? Who were they the assistant to? Who was doing the mocap? And there was no answer to be found. I believe what that's referring to is the mocap tests that they did back in 2019 with TJ Storm playing Godzilla, and I don't know who played Kong. But it doesn't matter because they didn't use it for the movie. Then there's, if you look up who plays Kong in Godzilla vs. Kong, it just lists the VFX supervisor. I don't think he played Kong. I don't think he got in the mocap booth. Maybe he did. Maybe he provided very minimal movements for Kong to do, like Kong sitting on the boat or stuff like that. But he didn't, from what I understand, he didn't work on any of the fight scenes for Kong. And I don't think he did many of the emotional moments either, as far as I understand. I think it's just that he was the one in charge of bringing Kong to life, so maybe that's why he's listed. Could be wrong though. I don't really have a way of finding that answer out. I could try and do some deep digging to see, but I don't think there's an answer to that question. As far as Kong Skull Island, we do know that it's on the Blu-ray special features, and it's public knowledge that Terry Notary played Kong. He did the body of Kong, the movements of Kong, and he provided reference for that. Terry Notary is the world's most, I don't want to say famous because Andy Serkis is the most famous, but he's the most renowned and well-regarded ape motion capture actor. He's the one who trained Jason Lyles for Rampage, and he's the trainer for all the apes on the Planet of the Apes trilogy, and he plays Rocket. He plays Rocket in the Planet of the Apes trilogy. He played Kong's body, whereas Toby Kebbell, who plays Jack Chapman in Kong Skull Island, he's also Koba in the Planet of the Apes trilogy. He does facial reference for Kong, except if I'm remembering correctly, I believe most of the facial referencing they did for him was already done prior for the World of Warcraft live action movie, and they just used that, they borrowed that facial reference of his in order to do Kong Skull Island. So, not a very exciting answer, because the answer is two different people played the same Kong and then nobody played the other Kong, and the job breakdown for those two. I don't think Toby Kebbell did a lot of Kong's movements. I think he only did some, and then or Terry Notary. I mean, I don't think Terry Notary did a lot of Kong's movements, and Toby Kebbell, I believe, was ported over from I believe it was ported over from World of Warcraft. Godzilla no something. I don't know what your name says. I don't know how to read that. I believe he says Konnichiwa from Japan. Well, hello. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate the support from Japan. Okay. Execute Order 69. Oh, what's up, CJ Destroy Animation? How you doing, man? It's good to see you. It's been a long time. I know you popped in a couple streams, but it's cool to see you popping back up. Now let's get to Execute Order 69's donation. He says, in all honesty, I've never read it, only read online people saying it. Guess they took the book not being there. Oh, I guess they took the body not being there as a sign he got away. It's entirely possible. It is equally as possible that Ren Serizawa got away as it is that he died. The only reason that I'm saying that he'll probably not come back is because the movie leaves it off with him getting electrocuted, and there's no follow-up on that. There's no scene of him getting arrested or anything like that. So the movie leaves it off with him getting electrocuted, And then the novel leaves it off with the whole skull is blown up and the body's missing. Are you excited to go back to school? I would rather be jumped than to go back to school. Speaking of, not really the same thing as being jumped, but almost got munched by a big rabid dog yesterday. See, I saw your jump scare before you did it. I saw the notification before it came through. And I just gotta wait for it to come through. Let's see if it does. How much of a delay is there? Maybe it doesn't come through for that donation. But I saw it beforehand. Whatever. Is it not going to say it? Execute order 69. Thank you so much for the... There you go. I saw it too early. Jaboo, he says. Do you think Alan Jonah will return? If Michael Dougherty were to do another Godzilla movie... if Michael Dougherty were to do another Godzilla movie, I think he would return. I don't think that he'll show back up. Just because Charles Dance, I have a feeling, is very expensive. So, he's very expensive. I don't know if they'll bring him back because of that. Just my luck. Yeah, I don't know why the other ones didn't give me a notification, but this one popped up first. Was I talking about something important before that? Was I? I don't remember what I was talking about. What are your thoughts on there not being a real person acting as a kaiju in Godzilla vs. Kong? It is disappointing because I really liked... I really like having a person who plays Godzilla. We've had that forever, since 1954. Godzilla vs. Kong is the first Godzilla movie where there isn't somebody playing Godzilla. And it's really sad. It's really sad to lose the human aspect of that character. I hope that in the future they do more motion capture than they do strictly keyframe animation. I prefer it that way. But it didn't affect the movie as much as I anticipated it would. I really thought it'd be very noticeable that Godzilla was keyframed, but it isn't. I didn't notice. Maybe you did. I know sometimes when Kong moves, he's a little jittery, but it's fine. It's not. It's you can't tell. I can't tell. At least I can't. I can't tell that it's keyframed and not mocapped. And a lot of the time for like mocap. In this instance, for Godzilla King of the Monsters, they didn't strictly mocap in the way that a lot of people think anyways. It wasn't like Planet of the Apes, where, you had Andy Serkis walking around on set and then they skinned him to look like a gorilla. They reskinned him to look like an ape. It's not like that at all. It was that they did their performance capture in a room and then it was referenced. So it's not... I think it's technically called performance capture and not motion capture, but motion capture is just what is referred to for the public because that's the term that they know. I believe the actual technical difference is that this one's performance capture. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. But I think it's performance capture because even on Godzilla King of the Monsters, where you had TJ Storm, you had the Ghidorah brothers, they're all beating into each other. It's not technically their movements one-to-one in the film. They still had to keyframe that animation. They just used these actors as a basis, and they couldn't do it for Godzilla vs. Kong because the actors would have to perform too slow. So it's not like there's a big difference between the methods anyways in terms of what they're doing currently. There isn't a huge difference. There is a difference, but it's not as big as a lot of people expected. So yeah, I do think that it's sad that we don't have a face to go with Godzilla. We still have TJ Storm. It's still his Godzilla. We don't have that connection to this movie, though. And I think it upsets some people. It's not like I'm hyped about it, but it doesn't affect me as much as I thought it would. Like, I thought I would be more bummed, and I thought I'd notice it more. Oh, man. What do you think the best double feature watch Toho-wise is if you were to watch two movies back-to-back? You know, there's some obvious answers. The obvious answers would be Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, followed with Tokyo SOS. And another obvious example is 54 followed by 84, or Mechagodzilla followed by Terror of Mechagodzilla. In my opinion, the ones that I do, frequently, the two that I find myself watching back to back are Mothra vs. Godzilla and then Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. And another good back to back right off of that is Ghidorah and then Invasion of Astro Monster. Those two go together really well as well. I can't tell either, but it kind of feels like something's lost. But at the same time, there's someone putting life into these monsters by keyframing. It's very similar to animation. Yeah, it's very much like there is still a person bringing these characters to life. It's just now that there's a team of people who get a little more credit. Because before, it was always a team. It was, Godzilla's played by whoever, Nakajima, let's say. Nakajima's Godzilla. But there's still a team of wire workers doing the tail and everything else. They don't get any credit. And so now it's like, yeah, there's an animation team bringing Godzilla to life. They're not each individually getting any credit, but we know that Weta is responsible for Godzilla vs. Kong, and so that's who we give the credit to Godzilla for. You think Godzilla Awakening was ignored while the other tie-in comics were made since Godzilla was given a non-Hollow Earth origin? Okay, let me reread that. You think Godzilla Awakening was ignored when the other tie-in comics were made since Godzilla was given a non-Hollow Earth origin? I think Godzilla Awakening was ignored in general because it was very poorly received and it's not very well written either. It's loaded with continuity errors. It makes no sense in canon, especially when you take into consideration Serizawa's age. It makes no sense. And so I think they largely ignore that one because it's kind of an embarrassment. The art style's actually grown on me a lot since I first read it. It's not great, but it's grown on me a lot. And but ultimately, I think they are ignoring it because it's not very cohesive. It was written based on a prior script to the 2014 movie. It wasn't written based on the actual 2014 film. And then for the Hollow Earth stuff, I mean, yeah, the world building has gone a lot further since it did originally. We're in a very different place than we started out in, and so it's kind of like no need to go back and tread over that other thing that was poorly received, and who cares about it anyways when we have other stuff we want to do. Is Godzilla vs. Kong the first time Godzilla was portrayed fully in CGI? Because even 98 used props. 98 used props, yeah, and it also used motion capture. That's something that not a lot of people know, but the 98 film did use mocap. Yeah, Always Sunset is Godzilla's first full CGI appearance where there's no practical stuff. Shin Godzilla is Godzilla's first Toho film where he's fully CGI for the whole film and there's no practical stuff. They did have a big model that they used for the Kamata attack sequence, but it's not like it was a detailed suit or anything. It was a big green puppet that they rammed through some model buildings and then made CGI later. Oh, that's interesting, Andres. I didn't know that. I asked since Awakening wasn't included in the big collection of MonsterVerse comics. I don't think that has as much to do with it as you think. I think that 2014 is kind of considered on its own regard. I don't know why. Maybe the reason is because technically when 2014 was made, Warner and Legendary were full partners, whereas after the fact they're only part partners. They only work on specific projects together, whereas before they did everything together. Because if you notice, there's only one release to my knowledge of a 4-set of MonsterVerse films. I think there's one 4-set DVD Blu-ray out there, but if you go check the stores, it's like, here's the 3-pack. It's King of the Monsters, Skull Island, and GVK. Interestingly, there's a lot of 2-packs where it's Kong, Skull Island, and King of the Monsters. And 2014 is almost always, I think there is one, I don't even know for sure, maybe I'm making it up, but I think there is one single release out there where it's all 4 films. And they don't even, I haven't seen many, maybe they exist, but I haven't seen any 2-packs between 2014 and King of the Monsters either. It's interesting. I don't know why that's the case. You'd think that if they were smart that they would be able to make a whole bunch of sets like the Kong set, Kong and Kong Skull Island, Godzilla vs. Kong, and then you do the Godzilla trilogy. But interestingly, they're leaving 2014 out a lot. And I guess you're right. I do own that big MonsterVerse comic. I accidentally bought that. I thought it was going to be something different. It was called like Titanology. I was like, oh, interesting. It's going to be like breaking down the biology of the Titans, kind of like the old Monsterology or Monstology or whatever they were called. And so I figured it was kind of going to be like Titan bios and just give you a little bit more background on the characters and the monsters. It was not. It was the comic book compilation, and I guess you're right. It does not include Awakening. I think they are ignoring Awakening because it is a bit of an embarrassment. It breaks canon. I don't think they like to acknowledge it because it doesn't make a ton of sense. That being said, the Godzilla vs. Kong novelization goes out of its way to bring up the events of Godzilla Awakening on a number of occasions. It brings up A.G. Serizawa. It brings him up on a number of occasions. I think there is a 2014 and King of the Monsters pack. Well, that's good. At least it wasn't 100% forgotten about. Okay, Landino's seen the 2-pack. I haven't. It's not at my Walmart. I saw it that time. I didn't get the noise that time. Oh, I guess that was because somebody subscribed. Who subscribed? Thank you very much for subscribing, Liz Taylor. I really appreciate that. That's cool. I didn't know it would tell me when people subscribed. D-Man Draw My Life is never going to happen. Danny M says, just wanted to say I love your channel. Thank you very much. I just got the Criterion set and I'm making my way through the Showa era. I'm really happy to hear that. I hope you enjoy it. The Showa era is my stuff. Oh, love all the Showa stuff. I think Yoko on Twitter, it was Yoko, asked recently what my comfort films are, and it was just a list of Showa Godzilla movies. It's like, that's the truth, and it really is the truth. I am in the middle of like 6 Showa Godzilla movies right now, because I'm always in the mood to watch a Showa Godzilla movie, and there's so much variety there that it's like, what am I in the mood to watch? What kind of movie do I want to watch? So currently I'm partway through... and I do finish them all. I just kind of finish them on like, I watch them weirdly. I'm halfway through Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. I'm halfway through Godzilla vs. Gigan. I'm halfway through Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. I'm halfway through Godzilla King of the Monsters 1956. So I'm a Showa guy. I spent a lot of time in the Showa era. I've been keeping track of every movie I've watched since the start of 2021. I have a full list of all the movies I've watched since the year started, and the list is almost all Showa Godzilla movies. Not the whole list of movies. I mean the list of Godzilla movies. That made it sound like I only watch Godzilla movies. It's primarily non-Godzilla movies, but the Godzilla movies in there, that list is almost all Showa movies. But no, I'm not going to do a draw. No Draw My Life. King of the Monsters Kaiju, as I said, way too much to make out where it would never fit in this chat. I'm not 100% sure what you're referring to. Everybody's asking, how's the snake? How's the snake? I have not been training the snake. I don't think there's a way to train a snake. But the snake is good. He's actually this little shadow right here that you can see. That's him sleeping. He's good. I cleaned his tank yesterday, or his terrarium, whatever they call it. Who cares? I cleaned his tank yesterday, because it's a fish tank. I cleaned it yesterday. And I gave him all new stuff in there, and he's pretty happy with it. So he's been out more since I've cleaned it all, which is cool. I like seeing him. He's also cool. I showed him to I was FaceTiming somebody, and their little sister was there, and she got a hold of the phone, and she wanted to see the snake, and so I showed it to her, and she was so terrified of it that I had to put it back, even though it was through the phone. Also, that reminds me, not that it's the same person, because it's not. There was somebody who I was supposed to be friends with, and I use that term deliberately. I was supposed to be friends with them, and she posted a picture with me in it on Instagram, and then her cousin out of nowhere was like, is that D-Man? And it was a private Instagram. It's not like a public Instagram. And the guy didn't follow me on Instagram. And so it was like really kind of shocking to see somebody recognize me on a private Instagram. I wish I could give you a shout out, but that post got deleted for some reason, so I don't know what your name is. Too bad. Shout out to you, though, if you're seeing this. Shout out to you. That's really cool. It was kind of shocking when you recognized me. Thought it was really cool. When's the next episode of the podcast? Hey, that's out of my hands. That's all in Kyle's hands. We recorded episodes. He just won't edit them. He doesn't like editing, so he just kind of quit. And it's like, why'd I record those episodes then? Is your story of beginning your relationship with Godzilla somewhere on the channel? I'd like to hear how it all began. I've touched on it in videos. I've touched on it in the G-Fest panel from 2019, and I've touched on it in the video I posted just the other day, which is actually doing really, really well. I want to give you guys a huge thank you. I really thought you guys weren't going to like that video because it was so just me. It was just me doing what I wanted to do. It had no relevance. It's a completely irrelevant video. It's just me doing what I want to do. And you guys loved it, that Shin Godzilla video that I posted. It's doing really, really well, and it's very positive reception, so maybe I'll do more like that. Thank you very much, man, for the donation. Caden L, I really appreciate the donation. I'll read your chat here in a second. So, yes. What was I even just saying? Oh, yes, I really appreciate the support on that video, and maybe because that video did so well, I'll do a video talking about my history with Godzilla. Maybe. I don't know. If you guys are into that, let me know. Again, it's a completely irrelevant. It's not like it has a point other than just, here's a history of my relationship with Godzilla. So I could do that as well. I believe, actually, you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I did a video back when I started the channel called, like, who do I like more, Godzilla or Kong? It was a request from, I believe Oscar Hernandez requested that video. And so I did that one back when I started. And that one, I think, touches on the history of my relationship with Godzilla. I think it does. Yeah, I'll have to rewatch that video because it's been so many years since I made it, and I never rewatched it. Maybe it's got that stuff in there. But yes, if you want me to talk about my history with Godzilla, or as Childish Landino points out, my history with Kong, comment in this chat. Let me know if you're interested. Godzilla and Sonic's going to make the draw my life of me. I appreciate that. That way I don't have to. My class are nerds says, hey D-Man, just joined and wanted to say that you're a great YouTuber. I've been watching you for years and love to see more vids. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I really don't want a season 2 because of Singular Point because of the ending. It was perfect and can lead to up to interpretation, in my opinion. I very much want a season 2 of that show. I think that show's got incredibly great writing. I love the characters, and I very much want to see them return, and I would love to see what happens next. There's a question about why animation isn't as respected as live action, which I have way too many reasons. Oh, I see what you're saying. My throat's getting really, really dry. I gotta put Billie Eilish away. She's in the wrong spot. She's in the spot of my water. Caden, thank you for the donation. I really appreciate that, man. I really, truly do. He says, what is the best way to find the Heisei? Thank you for the donation, Akno Goji. He says, what is the best way to find the Heisei and Millennium movies? Is it through the double feature Blu-rays? Yeah, that's what I would do. I would absolutely go with that. It's you get 2 for 1. The only weird thing is that I believe that they have Destroya paired with Godzilla versus Megaguirus, so that kind of throws off the order of my collection. But yeah, I would definitely go for those. There's no other good way to get them other than DVD. What is your dream solo Godzilla movie or dream Godzilla movie with other kaiju in it? I would love to see a remake of the original Godzilla, and I'd love to make a remake of the original Godzilla, and I'd love to do a if you're asking what movies I want to make or what movies I want to see, Because for me, what I want to see is whatever they do. I'm really not picky. I mean, I am picky if they're doing it building onto a previously existing continuity. But other than that, I'm pretty open to new ideas. I wasn't originally when I started this channel. Compare this stream to the one I did 4 years ago when I did the Shin Godzilla streams. Much more open-minded now than I was then. But yeah, I would love to see a Godzilla vs. Biollante remake as well. I'd love to make one. Acno Goji, thank you very much for the donation. He says, well, actually, it's mentioned that Ren's body just disappeared. Here's a crazy idea. Ren's body literally just merges with AI, Ghidorah, and Ren are all taking over Mechagodzilla. Also, that's me, I think. Let me reread that. Maybe I didn't read that right. Hold on. Well, actually, it's mentioned that Ren's body just disappeared. That's true. Here's a crazy idea. Ren's body literally just merges with the AI, Ghidorah, and Ren. All are taking over Mechagodzilla. Also, that's me, I think. I don't entirely understand what that last part means. I think Ren's consciousness got smothered out of Mechagodzilla. And then I think Ren's body is fine. I think it's still Ren. Would be a great video. Would love to watch. Okay. So at least one person's interested. All right. Take care, Bree. Let's see. Shin Godzilla technically is not a remake of the original Godzilla. The only thing that's similar is that it's Godzilla's first appearance. It's not a remake of the plot. Favorite piece from the Singular Point soundtrack. The song The Singular Point. Awesome. That song is super cool. Alapu Upala, is that what it's called? That's a great song. All variants of that are really wonderful. The one that ends, I think it's just Anguirus's theme. I don't remember what it's called. Anguirus something. It ends with that part where Jet Jaguar shows up and then does the Pacific Rim. Holy cow, that soundtrack, that part of the soundtrack is incredible. Godzilla's theme is great. And then I really like that sad Godzilla theme that's played with the strings. That's also cool. But pretty much all the music in that soundtrack is really wonderful. Pero's music is very interesting. I like listening to that. I'm so glad I held on to my 50th anniversary DVDs. Still haven't upgraded my collection just yet. I've been looking at those Blu-rays too. Yeah, those Blu-rays are pretty worth it in my opinion. And then, yeah, I also have quite a few of those 50th anniversary DVDs still hanging around. Those are still good because they've got better special features. Honestly, the fight between Godzilla and Megaguirus is what saved Godzilla vs. Megaguirus for me. I honestly want some more kaiju fights like that. Nothing saves that movie for me. I don't really like that movie. It's okay. It's boring in my opinion. Thank you very much for the donation. See, that one jump scared me. Just not as bad as the other ones. Quickly I'll read. Favorite design from Singular Point is I like the redesigned final appearance of Jet Jaguar. Do you think they should return to the Heisei universe? Nope. I think that ends perfectly. Agno Goji, thank you very much for the donation. He says, the guy who found you on Instagram, that's me, I think. I know for a fact it's not you. What relation do you think you have to the person I'm referring to? If it turned out to be you, my mind would be blown because I know you and I know your name. There's no chance it was you. I would recognize your name. It was somebody different. It was somebody that it was like a name I've never heard before. They weren't following me on Instagram, and you're following me. Unless you're relation to this person, then I'm not going to say it just in case it is you, so you can guess it, and then I'll be blown away. If that was you, holy moly. But you didn't act like you, because the guy commented back and was like, oh man, I know you. Thank you very much for the donation, Saturn Dusk. It hasn't popped up on screen yet. Should I just wait for it to pop up? I don't know why yours are for some reason delayed when nobody else's are. Was yours the ones that were delayed earlier too? Oh, execute order 69. You and execute order 69. Yours are delayed for some reason. Where are you hiding that sweet, sweet Matsuri swag? Well, that Mothra is from Matsuri. That Kong's sort of from Matsuri. Not, I didn't get it at Matsuri, but I got it because of Matsuri. And then I've got some of my Matsuri stuff in this giant pile behind me. And most of all the shirts, I got 4 shirts, they're all right there. I got 2 white shirts and 2 black shirts because I realized I don't wear enough white shirts. I wanted more, so I got more. I think there's a way for you to set up donations through Streamlabs and PayPal, isn't there? Oh, no, I'll have to look into it. I don't know. So YouTube doesn't take so much from donations. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I couldn't tell you. Everyone say what kaiju they want in the Monsterverse, but what kaiju do they think would work well in the Monsterverse if you have any? Oh, everyone says what kaiju they want in the Monsterverse, but not what would work well. The only ones that I would want in the Monsterverse are ones that would work well, those being Destroya and Biollante. Those are the only 2 Toho monsters that I think there's a justifiable reason to bring them in. Because people pitch like Kamacuras and Kamunga and Ebera. Yes, technically yes, those work in the Monsterverse. They're boring. Why would they license the rights to those characters? Those are expensive characters. There's no need for that. You got any Godzilla vs. Kong posters in your room? I have a King Kong vs. Godzilla 1962 poster right over here. For Godzilla vs. Kong, I have some smaller posters, but they're not hung up yet. Oh, also, I should mention that this is... this might be some sad news for some people. It's a little sad for me, too, I'll be honest. 1 second, let me drink water. My throat's really dry. Don't get used to this background. It's gonna go away very soon. I'm not moving, but I am moving my setup into an office. That way I can get a better desk, because the desk I have currently is really bad for me. The way it's set up, it's just too small for me. I'm too big for it. I outgrew it. And so I wound up with really bad elbow issues, to where my elbow pops really bad a lot of the time, and it locks up, and it's really painful. And then wrist issues. I have wrist issues here, especially right here. I have lots of issues right here. It's very sensitive, just because of the way I have to have my hands editing all day. That's actually the reason why I've been so slow on uploads this summer, because I'm just in pain a lot of the time when I'm supposed to be working. It's just very painful. So it's like physical pain that I can't deal with very easily. My solution is don't get used to the background, because it's going to go away, because I'm just going to move. I'm going to move my setup somewhere new, and I'm going to get a better desk that's built for me, for my size, and then we'll go from there. So it's kind of sad. We love an upgraded desk space. Good. I'm glad, Danny. I'm glad you guys are going to be cool with it. Well, I'll miss the iconic background, but also looking forward to the new setup. I have no clue what I want to do with the new setup. It's going to be a learning experience. We're going to have to... Yeah, closet full of boxes. It will actually just get moved to the other closet, the one in the other room that I'm taking over. So it'll move there. But you won't see it in the background anymore. And you know what? The truth is, I have a much better camera than what I'm recording with now. It is an actual DSLR camera, and I can just set that up right here and record my videos right here anyways. Not that I will much, but for some videos, I know I am going to return back here and record some videos. Only some. My good computer here... This is going to go, it's this one I built in 2019. I'm going to move this one into the new setup, into the new office, and then I'm going to bring my old computer, which actually has its own setup right now. It's in my basement. I'm going to move that up here, and that's gonna become my old setup again. This is gonna become my original YouTube setup, and so if I want, I can record videos on my original setup. I just don't know how much I will. Oh, well, I missed the iconic background below. Oh, you already saw. I already read that. Rip the Closet Full. I read that. I have not revisited the Gamera trilogy, but I have seen it in the past. Wait, idea. Green screen your That's not a bad idea. I have actually green screened my room as my background before on Zoom to trick people into thinking I was home when I wasn't. Yes, it is sad that the iconic background is going away. I'm genuinely upset about it because I had a lot of plans for what I was going to do with this. This whole Mothra was sitting on a whole pile of posters and stuff, signed autographs, and I was going to make this whole background a really cool display. But yes, health comes first. This desk is very unhealthy for me to work at, and a better desk wouldn't fit in the spot this is at. So I am gonna go get a new setup, new desk, and I guarantee my output. Actually, I can't guarantee it because I go back to school, but I guarantee the next time like summer rolls around, my output will vastly increase from this summer because I will be able to actually edit. Because currently, like right now, I am feeling searing pain in both of my elbows because I'm just so used to sitting here that it's really getting to my body. I've been doing this for 6-7 years. I've been doing this for 6 years, and it's finally catching up with me that I've been in a pretty unhealthy background or setup. I mean, yes, Giant Condor versus Doug for sure. What if you try and use a green screen background and place yourself in a Godzilla background? I don't want to do a green screen background. I want an actual setup. I don't know what's going to be in the background yet. It might be some of those posters display like I want to do in here, or it might be bookshelves full of figures. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Agno Goji, you never got back to me on if it was you or not. You never responded to my question to prove that it was you. So I'm just going to assume that it wasn't you. Oh, dang. That Zoom thing is big brain. Yeah. It came in handy a couple times. Also, I kind of plan, once I get my new setup, Agno Goji donates again. Thank you very much for the donation. He says, the reason the post was not there because the account was removed, not deleted. So now I know we're talking about two different things. I don't know what you're referring to. You commented on some Instagram thing that was on a post that got deleted. The original account that posted that picture with me in it was still here. I don't see any more. Maybe you're right. Maybe it did get deleted. No, it didn't. It's still here. I'm looking at it right now. They just took the picture down. So, it wasn't you. I knew it wasn't you because you know me. Yeah, that Zoom thing came in handy a couple times. Yeah, you need that new setup then. I do. And what I was gonna say is, but thank you for the donation, Akno Goji. What I was gonna say is, what was I gonna say? Oh, that when I get my new setup down, I want to try and live stream for like a whole day, not for 24 hours. That would be too much for me. But I want to try and live stream for like a full from like morning to night, and just to celebrate the new setup, because it'll be a desk that I can stand up at and sit down. It'll be one of those kind of desks, and so it'll be nice. It wasn't you. What are you talking about? It was you, Godzilla and Sonic fan. I know it wasn't you. You guys are all liars in this chat. It wasn't you guys. What up, D Manila? Thank you very much, Steve. How you doing? 23 hours, yeah. Uh, season 2 teaser for Singular Point. I have not heard of such a thing. I don't believe it. Unless you're referring to the post credits, in which I have seen that. Make it on a day I don't work. Okay, sure. Yeah. You'll have to send me your work schedule. What if it was you? That would blow my mind because I know your name. So if it was you, it'd be like, how did I not recognize that it was you? A sleeve stream would be good. No, thank you. I'm not going to stream for 24 hours. I'm going to go to sleep. I don't want to stay up the whole time. I kind of want to do the stream tomorrow, next week. I kind of want to do that stream next week where I stream for a full day. Because next week I should have the desk set up. And so I will be able to get a bare bones background set up. And then because it's the last week of summer, I kind of want to do it next week at some point. Probably like on Wednesday or Thursday. IDK, what if I changed my name? All you guys are pretending it's you. If you guys want it wasn't you. It was somebody who was supposed to be a friend of mine who posted a picture with me in it, and then their cousin was like, whoa, is that D-Man? I was like, did not expect that person, like some random cousin, to recognize me. But shout out to you, random cousin, if you're watching this. It was really cool. I thought that was very cool. But it's not you guys, because I know you guys. And you know me. It wouldn't be like, whoa, is that D-Man? It'd be like, yeah, that's D-Man. I don't work Thursdays. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Do you think the Godzilla anime trilogy has nice composition shots with Godzilla? Yeah, yes and no, I guess, because they're a little more bland. As the kind of cinematography in that trilogy is a little bland. It's a little slow moving. Like there's no very dynamic shots except for like when you're whipping around on vultures or whatever. You have a screenshot to prove it was you, then do it. Send me the screenshot. Alright, see you later, Venomzilla. Yeah, off the top of my head, the shots that I'm thinking of anyways are pretty slow moving, and they're not they're pretty basic. It's just like Godzilla standing with stuff around, like just stuff on the like below him. Off topic, but is anyone going to Astronomicon next week? I don't know what that is, but if anybody's going, let them know. Let Nightmare Monster know. I also say this because I think I'd be the only mod who stays through the whole thing. Yes, that's true. I'll have to figure out something fun to try and do during it. Maybe we'll do like a King Kong vs. Godzilla watch along. Maybe we'll do download some games to play. But I don't have a ton of money to blow, so I'm not going to buy any fun games or like a capture card or anything. Thank you very much, AgnoGoji, for the donation. You're good, man. I knew it wasn't you because you know me. I don't know what incident you're referring to, but I knew it couldn't be you because you follow me and you know me. So if it was you, that would blow my mind. I'm waiting for this guy to send me a screenshot to prove it was him. He says he could prove it was him. It was that one. I read that already. You're good, man. The return of Minecraft stream? I could stream Minecraft. I could do that. You're right. Just watching the original Ultraman right now. I hope you're enjoying it, Esther. It's a lot of fun, in my opinion. It gets to be a lot of fun. It starts out a little bland. See, now Godzilla and Sonic fans changing the subject because I caught him in his lie. Am I the only one who's terrified of the fact that school returns in 2 weeks? Nope, I'm pretty mortified by that as well. That sucks. That really blows. I cannot stand school. I hate it, in fact. 98 on repeat. Remember, I really was like, 98's going to be a fun one to do a watch along for, because it's a different type of movie than other Godzilla movies. And then we did a watch along of it, and it was like, oh, it's boring. This is a boring movie. I forgot how boring that movie is in the second half. I just rewatched that movie leading up to Godzilla vs. Kong coming out, and it stuck out to me as like, this movie is particularly dated. No other Godzilla movie is as dated as this movie. There's Godzilla movies in the 60s that hold up better than that movie does. It's just so dated in the way it, everything about it. It's just like the way it portrays its characters and the writing, and it's a very, very dated movie. You could do a community Minecraft day with all of us. I feel like that'd be fun. Could be. I'll think about it. Reject school, embrace monster movies. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. The screenshots are taking forever to be sent. Okay, sure. If it was you, dude, that would be the most incredible thing on the planet Earth. That goes for a lot of 90s movies. I guess that's true. 90s movies are kind of their own breed. Also, in my opinion, pretty much no good movies came out between 1990 and 2010. There are good movies in that time period, but there's only like 2 a year that are good. There's like 2 good movies a year from 1990 to 2000 to 2010. Especially the early 2000s. Like 2000 to 2005, did anything even come out other than, the Millennium Godzilla? I'm talking in America. Did any American movies come out in that time period? Because there's like no good ones. The corrupted Godzilla theme in GVK has grown on you. I'll be honest, I forced it to grow on me. I knew, and I tweeted, yes, I'm meaning Hollywood movies. Hollywood movies pretty much blow in the 90s and 2000s. Yeah, the Gamer trilogy, all that stuff, yeah. I am also pissed that they didn't bring the I'm just mad that they didn't bring any classic music back, let alone King Kong vs. Godzilla's theme, which would have been amazing. Should I wait for that notification to pop up, or should I just start talking about what I was going to say? I was going to say whatever. There it is. Thank you very much, Acno Goji, for the donation. Andres pops back in the chat to say Jurassic Park. You're right, Andres. That's a good one. What is another good movie that came out that year? I mean, there were some. There are some classics. Terminator 2 was a 90s movie. That movie's a banger. But, I mean, on the whole, The Mask, you're right. The Mask is a good one. But I just mean, really the 2000s stick out to me as being like a particularly boring time for movies. I really hate the way that most movies looked. Okay, Andres, get out of your Jim Carrey movies. That's a really good movie. It's a very underrated movie. I feel like I don't hear many people talk about Truman Show, but that movie's pretty fantastic. Okay, let me get back to I've never seen The Green Mile. Let me get back to my original thing. I tweeted out when I was doing it, there's the idea of the rule of exposure. The more you're exposed to something, the more you generally like it because you're used to it. I know in some cases you wind up hating the thing even more, but generally speaking, the more you're exposed to something, the more you'll like it. That's why, for those of you out there, if you ever want to try and get your crush to like you back, you gotta spend time with her as a friend first. And not too much, because obviously that could lead places where you'll never return from. I'm just saying, the more exposure two people have to each other, the more they tend to like each other. Psychologically proven. So yeah, in a case like the Godzilla theme, I didn't like it. I did not like the Junkie XL Godzilla theme for 2021. I thought it was very lame and very derivative. I listened to that thing an absurd amount of times until I like it. I like it now. It's fun to play on piano. That really sold me on it. It's a fun song to play on piano. It's a little more fun to play than the Ifukube Godzilla theme on piano, just because it's got a little more energy. Um, Not obviously not the Godzilla March, because it doesn't have more energy than the Godzilla March. That's for sure. But especially the version that plays during the intro sequence for Godzilla vs. Kong, when it's kind of a mashup between Godzilla and Kong's themes. That version in particular is very fun to play on piano, and that kind of sold me on the Godzilla theme for the movie. So yes, I agree with the previous comment that it did grow on me quite a bit. Agno Goji says, with his donation, thank you for that, says, how do you get in film school? Just asking. I always wanted to make movies. Technically, I'm not going to a film school. I am just a film major in a university. So there's a difference, I guess. They really stress that there's a difference. Andres is still going on about 90s movies. Yeah, so you could go to a film school. I think those are typically like 2-year programs where they give you a certificate but not a degree. Or you could go to a university and go into the film program like I did, in which case you're probably going to be getting, in my opinion, just a guess actually, because I've never been to a film school, but my guess is you're probably getting a worse quality of teaching from the university because it's not specializing in film. There's not as much of an emphasis on it. In my university in particular, it seems like film is an afterthought, so you're not getting a great quality of education, but you're coming out with a degree, which is far more important than a certificate. So I guess if that answers your question, just look into the universities near you, see who's offering a film degree, or look into local film schools. Or don't go to film school. It's always an option. It's not required. I don't like the actual theme in Godzilla vs. Kong. I've heard many remixes that combine the classic theme that I really like. I've not listened to many remixes, but I could see how that could be cool. Hey D-Man, I'm back. Did I miss anything? What's up, Joey? Not anything major. 90s kids for life. Andre's still going off, man. 90s kids. 90s kids are too old to appreciate Ben Tennyson. And I mean the real Ben Tennyson from 2005. My Ben Tennyson. I'm checking Instagram, man. You better have sent those screenshots now. Those screenshots are taking a real long time to send. Gotta head to bed here. Excited for the new setup, D-Man. No 24/7 streams. Good luck with school. Thank you very much, Danny. Ain't Ben a 90s kid? Yeah, technically he was born in 95. But also, the continuity for Ben 10 is pretty strange because I think the explanation is just celestial sapiens messed things up. Because I think Ben 10 is always supposed to take place like 2 years behind whatever year it is. Something like that. It was something weird. Or it's always supposed to take place now. Whatever the most current show is takes place now. So technically it's always shifting up in time. I think that was some whack thing that like the art director or some director or showrunner or something tweeted once that people took. But yes, technically the original series came out in 2005, so Ben is a 95 kid. That's my opinion anyways. I prefer that interpretation. You didn't send them on Instagram? What'd you send them on? You can't tell me you sent them if you didn't send them on Instagram. I don't know what you would have sent them on. Email? Did you email them to me? Ben 10 is a millennial. Yeah, he is. D-Man, you need to put out a whole 5-hour video on Ben 10. For Ben 10's 20th anniversary, which would be in a couple years, 2025, I will be reviewing every episode of the original series. Mark my words. I will absolutely review. I will do a full Ben 10-a-thon. I'll review every episode of Ben 10, the original series, and that will come out in 2025. I was there when Ben 10 first premiered, son. So was I, except I was the appropriate age. I was actually a little young. I actually didn't. If I'm truly honest, I did not start watching Ben 10 until a little later. So I did not see the premiere, but at least I was watching Cartoon Network when it was premiering. I just didn't know what it was, so I didn't watch it. I'm trying something here, guys. Give me a second. Give me a second. It's a little finicky. Hey, did you read my Instagram message? Just wondering. If you just sent it, I did not. But if you sent it a while ago, I'm sure I have. Jesus, Ben 10 is almost 20. I know, doesn't that make me feel very old? I feel ancient knowing that. I can't believe how old that show is. 2005 it came out. I remember when the reboot was announced, I recorded a video. I was pissed. I could not believe that they were rebooting continuity, and it was in 2016, so my channel was just kind of getting started, and I didn't post the video because I was embarrassed, because I was like, people are going to make fun of me because I'm too old to be talking about Ben 10, and I'm too old to care this much. Man, I wish I never deleted that recording, because I couldn't care less what people think. I couldn't care less if I'm too old or whatever. That is something I wish I could do, is go back and post that video. Boom. It took so long because I put it on the too tight setting. The original Omnitrix release from Ben 10, the original series. I keep it on hand right here. Live action Ben 10 watch party. I watched Ben 10 Race Against Time last week. I was shocked at how well that movie holds up. That movie has such a worse reputation than it deserves. I really truly believe it's not as bad as people say. The Ben 10 Generator X crossover was the hype. That was the first movie I ever bought with my own money. I bought it on iTunes, and I had it on an iPod, and I watched it so much. I knew every line of dialogue. I obsessed over that thing. Oh man, I was so into it. And then iTunes updated, and I got rid of my old iTunes account, and so I don't own it anymore. But it's on Amazon Prime, so I need to check it out again. It's been a long time since I've seen it. But man, that was such an awesome episode. We got the same Omnitrix. Hell yeah, dude. I've got a whole collection of my Omnitrixes. But I don't have anything from the reboot. Generator X still isn't on HBO Max. I know. I don't know what's taking them so long. I'm waiting because I need to rewatch that show. It's been a long time since I've seen it, and I really want to rewatch it. I'm still struggling to cope with Shrek turning 20. I don't have to worry about that. That shirt is sick. I used to have it but grew out of it. That's not that old, man. You grew a lot in a year. This shirt, I don't even know if this shirt's a year old. Did you steal that from Ben? I am Ben. I had one of those. Don't know what happened to it. Had the Alien one. Alien Force one. I have my Alien Force one. One of my films that I made for college is a Ben 10 film. Bet you didn't know that. It was my digital effects final. And I was supposed to do like a fireball effect. And so I did the birth of Ultimate Ben, who is a character who shows up in Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. He inherits the powers of his alien without transforming into them. So for my digital effects final, I did the birth of Ultimate Ben so that I could do the fireball, throwing it from hand to hand and then lighting stuff on fire with it. It's not like the greatest or anything because I put it together in one day because I was far busy doing other stuff, including my Evangelion sound design video essay that's posted on the channel. I was far more busy working on that than I was working on my digital effects final. So my digital effects final is pretty rushed, but I did a Ben 10 fan film for school, and I got an A on it. I wish I had any say in this. I don't know what you're referring to, buddy. Any say in what? Hey, D-Man, I love your videos, man. Thank you very much, Ducky Nerd. D-Man has been this whole time, you imposter. Hey, it happens. I don't know where Acno sent these pictures on. Oh, Discord maybe? Who knows? Who knows? Was it on Discord? Where'd you send it? I don't know where you sent it. Ben 10 versus Godzilla fan film when? Never. Godzilla fans aren't ready for that one. They're not ready to see that. Ben would wipe the floor with Godzilla because he could turn into Alien X and just blink Godzilla out of existence. Way Big? I don't know if Way Big could beat Godzilla in a fight. That'd be a tough fight. Godzilla's pretty tough. Ben could not turn into Ghidorah, by the way. Thank you very much. Let's just get that straight. Ben couldn't turn into Ghidorah. Don't be ridiculous. You have to have a certain mental capability to turn into that thing. And I think Ghidorah would take over Ben's brain. When's your next Ultraman video coming out? I made some major progress on it the other night. I'm actually very happy with the progress I made on it the other night. I think it's turning out pretty well. And it's almost done, I'm happy to say. I could have I don't know why I didn't just send you the audio review way before. I only thought of it like this week. That I very definitely could have just sent you the audio so that you could have heard my review of each episode. But yeah, the video is almost done. It's in a place where I'm pretty happy with what I've done, and I only have like 2 episodes left to make it through. But yeah, it's turning out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. It's like twice the length of the first one. It's much more in depth. I think I spent like way too long on the Jiris episode, but yes, I've got that in the works, and then I've got one other Ultraman video in the works for you. What's up, bro? Welcome to the stream, Mark Rodriguez. How you doing, man? Was that your sister at Anime Matsuri, Mark? I believe you said it was your sister, but I can't remember off the top of my head if it actually was or not. So, was that your sister? I think you said it was. We were talking about doing a podcast. I'm still waiting on you to get back to me about that podcast. Or her. I'm still waiting for her to get back to me about the podcast. Do Ultraman poses? That's a way big pose, guys. Not an Ultraman pose. What's your least favorite movie of all time? The Birth of a Nation. With 3 hours of torture. No issue waiting for the full Monty. I appreciate your patience, Saturn Dusk. You're the best. What do you think of the CG in the Ultraman trailer? It's good. It's I think some people dislike it. It's a little cartoony, but I think it looks fine. What's up, Fighter-Man GT? It's hero time, buddy. I'm bummed, dude. I'm bummed about tomorrow. I was so hyped for a moment. Yeah, they can take their time waiting for the release date of Shin Ultraman. The longer they take, the more time I have to catch up. Is Ava releasing tomorrow on Amazon? I don't know. It might be. I don't follow Ava News, so I don't know. Have you heard or played? Have you ever played the Telltale Walking Dead series? I have played it. I've not played all of them. I played the first one. Hey, there was some guy on here on the last live stream too that also was like, "Let's do a podcast." Me too. It was big sad. That's okay. Life happens. Plus, I think Kyle would be pretty upset at us if we did, anyways. Maybe not. Maybe he'd be like, "That's hype," but I have a feeling he'd be like, "Oh man, you should have waited for me to get back." The thing is, there's not really a ton of point in me doing like a gaming stream because I only own 2 games to stream. What are your thoughts on Max wanting wanting a movie with no humans? I think it's a horrible idea. I don't understand. Thank you very much for the donation, Agno Goji. I really appreciate that. I don't understand what the big push is where there's just people just want they just want no human characters in Godzilla movies, and it makes no sense to me. It feels like that would just be a very, very boring movie. I don't get why they're like, we're trying to limit the screen time of human characters in each movie moving forward. Not only are you straining the budget with CG that way, but you're just making the story have less weight, and it's probably going to be less interesting. Agno Goji, thank you very much for the donation. He says, just message you on Instagram. It's Agno Goji 2017 or Agno Goji. Also, your Instagram on Photoshop. Also, is your Instagram econ Photoshop? No? What are you talking about? My Instagram is dman1954, King of Kings. I don't think you messaged me. I don't think you have the right guy. Oh yeah, you do. Okay, Agno, I'm waiting for these photos. They're gonna blow my mind. Unless it's a prequel, I don't see how that could work. I just think it would be boring, even if it is a prequel. Why would you want there to be no human characters? You're like, let me take all the interesting aspects away from it. I don't think Godzilla fans realize Godzilla is a boring character when he's got nothing around him interesting. When there's nothing interesting happening around Godzilla, he's boring. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, people like that movie. I can't wrap my head around why. That's a boring movie. Godzilla's way too boring in that movie. He's just walking through a lot of that movie, and it's boring. He's in it too much. More humans is better. The Godzilla movies that like everybody loves are the ones with tons of humans. Shin Godzilla, the original. Biollante is a very human-driven story. Mothra vs. Godzilla is a very human-driven story. Because, Derek, people don't care for human characters and just want to see big monsters fight, do their stuff, they're faced with popcorn and turn their brains off. Well, people are idiots. They're absolute idiots. Monsterverse project with no humans could work if it was Walking with Dinosaurs style documentary. I just think that's so boring and lame, and how embarrassing anyways. Like, that'd be such an embarrassing movie, I think, to be like, oh, that came out. Ugh, it's just, why would you? It's not like the Titans are real. It's not like anybody cares about their day-to-day lives. Also, if it's a documentary where somebody's narrating, you're still having a human narrate it, so it's not without human characters. Yikes. That would be so awful, I think. If it was like a 12-minute short, it'd be fine. But a whole movie? No chance. I always wish that Evangelion did a crossover with Godzilla. You know, at the rate we're going, I'm sure someday they will. I think a movie with no humans would just show off how much of it... Yeah, Godzilla. Yes, Godzilla is a jerk. I want to see the original Titans explored in a digestible episodic format. I would love to see Michael Dougherty's movie. He's talked a little bit about wanting to do a movie about the original Titan War, not Godzilla and Kong, but the original Titan War with the Hollow Earth civilization. I'd love to see him do that movie if the humans were at the forefront of it. I'm waiting on these... So they've been sent. Okay. He says they've been sent. I don't know if he sent them to me, because I didn't get them. A MonsterVerse documentary would be so cringe. I agree. I think that'd be really rough. I think that'd be hard to sit through. And I don't know how I could justify that to people. Like, people are already looking down on Godzilla so much. A documentary would be like, I think that'd be just. I think that'd be pretty. Yeah, cringe. I think it'd be pretty cringe. I'm waiting for Acno Goji to blow my mind here. There's a kid at my school who likes the buff version of you. The buff version of me? What does that even mean? Who's the buff version of me? What does that even mean? Thoughts on a Godzilla movie with no Godzilla? Now we're speaking my language. It's just a movie. It's just a non-kaiju movie. It's just a movie about Ford Brody, what he's been up to. I like it, Steve. I like it. I don't see a video, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. I see one single screenshot you sent me that's just of my own Instagram account. That proves nothing to me. You're not the guy you're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. I don't know what you're talking about. You're not the guy who I'm talking about. I'm the buff version of me? Hell yeah, dude. You see this? Oh man, he's ripped. Oh, they're going crazy. Ah, that's what I'm talking about right there. I'm the buff version of me. I never knew that. He looks like you, but with muscles. Hey, what are you trying to say? Do you not see this? This is what you call muscles right there. These muscles right there, baby. Yes, we do need more Gamera. Yo, D-Muscle, man. If I was home alone, I'd do the Muscle Man scream. The wow, you know, Muscle Man for sure. I was swinging my shirt around. Damn, those muscles. Oh, he's ripped. Oh my god. What do you mean, was that a Ben 10 watch? Yeah, obviously. What else kind of watch would I be wearing? Welcome to the gun show. Oh my god, he's ripped. Oh. Why is this a pose that people do? Like, oh yeah. That's the dumbest pose I've seen. D-Man OnlyFans, hey, if it pays for college, man. If it pays for college. You know who else likes Buff D-Man? My mom. I appreciate it. That show's a classic. That is a classic show. Oh, man. I'm sorry, T-Rex. Invincible, I want to watch it. T-Rex, are you Rex? Are you Rex, the one who sends me memes all the time? Oh man, D-Man could body slam Godzilla, bro. I swear it. Only D fans. Oh man, it writes itself. I'm not gonna fall for it, Duck. Agno. What a troll, dude. What a troll. I knew it wasn't you. I knew for a fact it wasn't you. It could not be you. That would have made no sense. I'll see if I can find who it was, but I doubt that, yeah, I can't scroll back that far. I knew it wasn't you, though. You are a troll. He says I'm not a troll. Oh, man. Chowder was along for the 24-hour stream. Oh, Chowder watch along. Hey, there's an idea that's a real great one. That show's the best. Check out the gun show over here. Boom, bang, firepower. Yeah, I'm ripped, guys. You know in cartoons when you have new memes? I know I have new memes. I know. Sometimes you send me so many that intimidates me, and I have to wait a minute before I go through them. D-Man and the Masters of the Monsterverse. I'll have the sword. That'll be great. All right. I'm gonna sit up straight. Yeah, I know, dude. WWE territory. I'm ripped. My signature move will be the chest beater and then the big head slammer like Kong. I'll get up against that. What scenario could I wind up in where I'd be between stuff so I could grab on here and here, jump up and do the kick move, like kick Godzilla out of the way. That's Kong's best move in the movie. That's awesome. I hope you get a cameo in Phase 2 of the Monsterverse. Who knows, man? We gotta bully them into it. Oh, we made a petition for that very purpose. I saw some people complaining on Twitter. Why does he always make petitions for this stuff? That's ridiculous. It's because I think change.org is a big joke. That's why. So, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, you got me. You got me. Those muscles prove that I was the one who did the Kong mocap. I did the Godzilla vs. Kong mocap. That was me. That petition only has like 14 signatures. Well, if I can't even post the link to it. Why is it so long? Why is that link absurdly long? How do I find this? There's got to be a smaller link. Why is that such a long, Oh, you got it. How come it won't let me post the link? It's too long when I have it. Weird. Yeah. Go sign this link, guys, and get me my cameo in Son of Kong. Yeah, so I saw people complaining like, why does he always gotta make petitions? Like, do you not? It's a joke. The Kong dropkick followed by Godzilla sounding like a lawnmower as he fell is my favorite part. That's awesome. It's great. It really is wonderful. Godzilla helm scream. I need to listen to that scream again. I don't remember it being that intense. We made a petition for D-Man to be in Son of Kong. You just gotta go sign it. Psycho Godzilla YouTuber slams his own chat with links. Yeah, I'm insane. You can't stop me. I'm crazy. I can't believe Acno trolled me for like an hour, and I knew he was, just for it to be like, nope. I don't even know what he's talking about. I don't even know if he knows what he was trying to be. I don't even. Is Acno? Are you like the whole thing was that somebody recognized me on their cousin's, on their cousin's Instagram. You were supposed to be sending me proof that you were that cousin, and you just sent me a picture of your own profile. What does that prove? I didn't make the petitions. Yeah, that's true. Son of Kong will never happen, so D-Man will never get a cameo. Well, we will make it happen. Okay, if I'm getting a cameo, then it has to happen, obviously. If you sign the petition, enough people sign it. Obviously, this is the way it works. If enough people sign it, they will have to make a movie for me to have a cameo in. Obviously. D-Man in Smash, I'll be the most OP character. I'll have the fighting style of everybody combined. Oh, man. What did you think of the SPN credits? I thought it was cool. I really liked that tease, and I'm excited to see what they do with it. I'm hoping it leads to something big. Is the thumbnail for the stream concept art for the original Godzilla, or was it made, or was it drawn at G-Fest? It is VHS art from Godzilla King of the Monsters 1956. If I had to guess, the art was produced in, like, the 80s. That'd be my guess. I don't know. D-Man's already in Smash. He's Captain Falcon. For sure, obviously. I did the mocap for Captain Falcon. What is happening? What did this chat become? I didn't see the video. I don't know what video you're referring to. It didn't send, Acno. I would sign it if it meant sending my family into poverty, but only if it meant that. Ugh. I should probably end the stream here. My throat is rough. If D-Man have muscles, does that mean he abs? I really liked the wording on that sentence. If D-Man have muscles, does that mean he abs? I ab sometimes. I do ab sometimes. 2019 D-Man did ab. Current D-Man, who doesn't work out anymore, does not ab. But original D-Man did ab. Maybe not original. 2019 D-Man did ab. We already got the snake reveal. I already pulled him out. D-Man SMR for 24 hours. I could that I could manage my throat. You still have to see the video. Dude, I don't see the video. It's not. See, you even made me drop my phone on my keyboard. Look at what you've done. It's not sending. I don't know what you're referring to. If you try to send it, I don't know, email it to me. I don't know. That sentence reminds me of, does D-Man is gay or no? A classic moment in history. Oh my. Agno, am I talking to two different people? I'm so confused right now. Oh, I am talking to two different people. I'm so I'm sorry, Agno. I didn't mean to call you out right there. Godzilla and Sonic. Yes, Godzilla and Sonic said that he sent a video, and for some reason I thought you said it. Sorry. I appreciate the donation. You did not send a video. My friend is working on D-Man and GVK. I'm hyped. I cannot wait to see what that will be. Okay, here are the screenshots. 100% real. I can't believe. Alright, that's the end of the stream, guys. I can't believe he did that. Wow. I've been on YouTube since 2012. 2013, I believe, are my first videos. I started this channel and started posting in 2014. I've been around since 2014. 7 years. And somebody just rickrolled me 7 years late. Or later. I've been around for 7 years and I've gotten away clean. And you rickrolled me? Sonic fan? You rickrolled me? What the hell? That's too far, man. Yeah, a classic moment. Only like 3 people saw. Hey, there were enough people there in that stream back in the day. There were enough people that remembered that. And by enough people, I mean there was probably like 15. No chance you started your channel the same year, Andres. What year? What year did you start your channel? 2014? You were around before 2014, unless you mean 2012. I'll check, man. I'll check and see when my first videos were. I know he planned the whole thing. I know, I just got played hardcore. Let's see. I guess that's not my first video. This is my first video. Whoa, that's not what I meant to do. Yeah, 2013 was my first video, I guess. Okay, so I was a year later than you. I opened my channel in 2012, but I didn't post on it until 2013. I can't believe I've been around for as long as I have, though. Like, there are, like, people talking about Goji Fan and everybody else, like, all these classic Godzilla YouTubers from, like, the 2014 era. I was here for that. I was making videos during that time period. I was around, I just wasn't popular. Are you going to make All Things Missed in Godzilla vs. Kong? Yeah, I will. I sure will. Will the D-Man stash make a comeback? If I'm lazy enough. If I keep caring, I will keep shaving. But if I get lazy, I will stop shaving. It really depends on my mood. If I'm in a bad mood, you will know. Because the beard will start to manifest again. It will start to manifest when I'm in a bad mood because then I couldn't care enough to shave. Real classic Godzilla YouTubers are the ones around in 2010. Okay, the like 3 that were around in 2010. Someday, I will be remembered as a classic Godzilla YouTuber. I'll be like, remember that guy from like popular and like started getting popular in like 2016 all the way back then? Remember that guy? When we're in you know, 2026, I'll be a classic Godzilla YouTuber. Like, holy cow, remember that guy? And I'll still be posting. I'll just be irrelevant by then. I'll be well replaced by somebody else. Kaiju Network or somebody will have replaced me. I wonder what Goji Fan is doing right now. He's living his best life. As far as I'm aware, last time I talked to him, he's doing real well. I'm very happy for him. Rick rolls are terrible. I can't believe he rickrolled me, man. Godzilla and Sonic fan. Rickrolled me. What a troll. Chandler W, if you're watching this, I got your message on Instagram. I appreciate the support, man. I really appreciate it. I'll tell my kids you're the only Godzilla YouTuber, or just the only YouTuber. I'll be the only YouTuber. Yeah. Oh man. I should probably end it here, guys. My throat's pretty raw right now, and I could use the break. I wasn't even planning on streaming. It just accidentally happened. Alright, I'll give you guys a second to send in your final messages and then I'll take off. Just flat out only. Okay, I'll take it. I'm the only YouTuber. I like it. It's been fun on this website being the only... No competition. All my videos are doing great. It's... Being the only YouTuber is awesome. We haven't even hit hour 22 yet. I know, my bad. My bad, Childish Landing. Oh, you're so right. One of these days, I will get it. And then good things will happen when I finally remember. Also, I think some other YouTubers are streaming right now, like Titan Goji's streaming right now. So you can pop over to his chat once we're done here. We haven't even hit hour. That's me talking. Here, let me just get the link. Alright. Here's, please go check out the Patreon. Here's the links to the Patreon. I need to start plugging that more because it's really important. If you like having these videos around, it's in order for me to justify keep making videos and not, going out and getting a traditional job. And you see how that goes, the way that school takes up all my time. In order for me to keep making these kind of videos, all the support you guys give me really, really helps, but especially the support on patrons. So huge shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You guys, it absolutely means a lot to me. And then thank you to all you who donate, and just everybody who supports and shares and likes and everything. It really matters. It really makes a difference. So thank you, Akno Goji, for the donation. He says, CJ Cupers, I still can't pronounce his name. Cupers still makes videos. Yes, he does. Take care, dude. Thanks for the stream. Keep working hard and keep being yourself. Thank you very much, Andres. Really appreciate that, man. I'll talk to you soon. D-Man will come back with greater muscles. Greater. You can't get any better than that. Look at that. Look, I'm overexposed, so you're not even getting a good view, but you can see the muscle definition here. I can lift like 60 pounds. I had to lift a very heavy box today. It was like a 100-pound box. That was like all of my life's effort right there, getting that thing up the stairs. Holy cow, that was so heavy. Oh man, it should not have been as heavy as it was for me. That was a struggle. But my basement's slowly being turned into a gym, so pretty soon maybe I'll be able to go work out for free and not have to drive somewhere. That will increase my motivation. Yes, that is also true. I'm horrible at this, dude. Yes, please join the Patreon. If you join the Patreon, it's not just to support. You get early access to content. So I believe at least to my knowledge, the only pre-posted video at the moment that they have is Singular Point review. But I mean, I see it all the time. People commenting, "How is this comment 2 weeks old?" It's because Godzilla 154 is a patron, so he gets the content early. So patrons get not all videos, but they get lots of videos early. So you get early access to content. You get the end credits at the end of every video. Request videos, shout out, and those are I've got request video that I'm working on right now, and then obviously you get access to a Discord community. It's pretty small, but it's a pretty tight knit community. It's pretty nice over there. So I really like that Discord community. I really like all the guys on there. So you get access to the Discord community. Oh, damn. 60 what? What are you talking about? What are you guys talking about? No, but for real, it was me. I'm sure it was, man. D-Man could crush skulls, for sure. D-Man come back with super soldier serum in his system. Yeah, I'm ripped, guys. I'm really... Take care, D-Man. See you next time. Anyways, night, D-Man, and everybody. Wait, then what will come of Always Cloudy? Yeah, so that's the problem. The basement is not being turned into a gym of my volition. That's just something my parents are doing, and I don't have a say in it. So the Cloudy set will go under massive changes, but also it doesn't matter because Kyle and Dalton both moved. So they're gone. It's just me. That's why I'm getting the office in the first place. I'm inheriting Kyle's old room. So season 2 is in the works, but it's going to look very different. Maybe you should write like a script for Patreon outros so you don't forget. Hey, I do a pretty good job on the outros. I just always forget on live streams. I always forget to plug the Patreon on live streams, but I've been doing a pretty good job lately in the outros. All right. Anyways, thank you all for watching.